Gotta be kidding me. Hey everybody, how's it going? Bill Butler here with another exciting edition of the Melrose Scoop. I'm here with Kate Lippert-Garabedian. She is running for Alderman at Large. Kate, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Bill. This is such a nice resource for the city. I love watching your videos and learning a little bit, so I'm pleased to be on it tonight.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Sure.
So you're running for Alderman at Large.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about yourself for those of you who, for those of us who may not know you.
Sure. So I am the daughter of two journalists. They both wrote for newspapers. So our dinner conversations growing up were often about what was happening at the local, state, even federal levels. I learned early on that the policy decisions our elected officials are making have immediate consequences for families. And I think based on that background, I've dedicated most of my career to public service. So first I was a 7th grade teacher in the public school system. I taught English and reading, and then I went to law school, and after law school I worked in the federal court system.
Okay.
Then I supported states and districts around the country, as well as colleges, universities, nonprofit organizations, on educational equity and opportunities.
Okay.
And now I'm the Chief Legal Counsel to our State Secretary of Education, which is a great job.
Great.
Along the way, I fell in love and married a man from Massachusetts.
Okay.
Love brought me here.
There you go.
We now have a 4-year-old son who spent most of his life in Melrose. Harrison took his first steps, said his first words here, so this is his hometown. And I think a combination of my background professionally and then falling in love with Melrose, feeling so connected to my neighbors and all the things that are going on here, really excited me and made me want to think of ways to be of service to the city.
Okay.
And serving as one of the aldermen at large seems to fit that for me.
Great.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about kind of like what you see as things that are, maybe your platform,
Sure.
what you see that's really working well in
Yeah.
Melrose, and maybe things you can bring to the table to help make improvements.
Right. Great question.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been informed over the last 5 months since I've pulled papers and have walked around the city. I've gone to every neighborhood, visited over 3,500 houses, gone to community events. So I'll talk about 4 quick things. So one is the schools. As a former teacher and someone who works in state education, I love to support the schools from the board and just think about ways that the board and the school committee can continue to strengthen each other.
Mm-hmm.
A second is around our small business community. So
Yeah.
when we first came to Melrose, it was a snowing night. Mark took me out to dinner on Main Street for my birthday. We stepped outside and the lights were glowing. It was like we walked into a poem.
Right.
And so that vibrant commercial sector is such an important part of keeping Melrose healthy. It also gives us a nice source of revenue, that commercial tax base.
Right.
So I want to think about ways that we can smartly take advantage of the opportunities we have to support our small business community and grow it.
Mm-hmm.
A third is the budget. So I work at the state level. We do budgets every year. Everyone does budgets at home as well.
Yeah.
And I know how important it is to be really proactive and thoughtful and really go through that document and think about it. It's a statement of what we value as a community.
Okay.
So everything sort of starts with the budget and ends with the budget. And I think it's the most important thing the board does. So I'd love to be an active participant in that process, which is frankly ongoing year after year.
Mm-hmm.
And then one thing I've learned along the way is that people really care about their roads.
Yeah.
The road safety, the road condition, and sure enough, being on the Complete Streets Task Force for the city has been another way that I've really dug into that issue and been thinking about where we look for opportunities for funding to address our conditions and make sure that people do feel safe, whether they're in a car or on foot, using a stroller, a wheelchair, on a bike, or using public transportation.
Okay.
So those are some things I'd like to focus on. I think we're doing a really good job in Melrose for the most part. I think there's always room to improve and to continue to strengthen what we have here.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. So tell us how people can get involved with your campaign, and do you have any events coming up this weekend?
Sure. Well, I'll be at the Horseman Pumpkin Festival. I may be walking around some neighborhoods again. And you can look on kateformelrose.com or facebook.com/kateformelrose. You also can email me at kateformelrose@gmail.com or call me at 781-462-1619. You can text that number as well. Lots of ways to get more informed and to see what I'm up to. But I'd love to hear from you about what we talked about tonight, other ideas that you have, because I think another thing that having two journalist parents teaches you is the importance of asking questions and then really listening.
Yeah.
So I've learned a lot this way.
Awesome. Very good. Thanks so much,
Thank you
Kate.
so much. And
This
thanks
has been
everybody
fun.
for joining in. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.